Good morning, yogis. Welcome. Happy Wednesday morning. We're gonna get ready for our yoga session. My name is Francesca, and it's my pleasure to be here today and guide you through your practice. This little guy is Louis, the brand new addition for our family, a little rescue puppy. And I'm sure he doesn't want to do yoga now because he is active and he wants to run around. So I'm gonna let Louis go. Goodbye. Have a great practice. Perfect. Louis, you can go outside. Good job, buddy. All right. So make sure you have some props if you need some. Your blocks, your strap, if that's what you need. Louis may gonna come in and out and do some yoga with us. And when you are ready, then we're gonna get going. All right? Come to your mat. And simply sit down onto your shins. Place your hands onto your thighs. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. And just gently close your eyes. Slow inhales in through the nose. And gentle, slow exhales out through the nose. Connecting to your breath. Gently tucking the chin to the chest, elongating through the back of the neck. And see if you can start to turn on your Ujjayi breath, your victorious breath. Slow inhale in through the nose. Feel that contraction in the back of the throat. And then slow exhale throughout the nose, but feel that contraction at the back of the throat. Start to create the heat in the body, tapas in the body. Deep inhale through the nose. And slow exhale out through the nose. And then gently blink your eyes open. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Reach up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, right fingertips down to the mat. Reach the left arm up and overhead. Gently bend your right elbow. Lengthen out from the left side of the body. Good job. And come back to center. Left fingertips down. Inhale, reach the right arm up and overhead. Lengthen through the right side body. Good job. Come back to center. Interlock the hands. Turn the palms inside out. Soften the shoulders back. And slowly inhale. Lift the arms up and overhead. Turn the index finger knuckle up towards the ceiling. Pull the belly in and pull the front ribs back into the center line. Good job. Release the hands down to the mat. Change the interlock. Place the opposite index finger on top. And slowly start to lift the palms up to the ceiling. Pause at halfway. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Pull the belly in. And reach the arms all the way up and overhead. Good job. Release. Bring the hands down to the mat. And make your way back into a downward facing dog. Hold your down dog for 3 more breaths. Hands down. Shoulder distance apart onto your mat. Feet are hip distance apart. Soften the heels back behind your toes. Press down through all 10 knuckles. Feel how you're lifting the energy up to your tailbone. Rolling the tricep muscles down to the mat. Elongating through the back of the neck. Now start to press the right heel down to the mat as you bend your left knee. Then switch it to the other side. Bend your right knee and release the left heel down to the mat. We'll do it again. Right heel down, bend your left knee. Left heel down, bend your right knee. And come back to center. Lift both heels away from the mat. Come on high onto your tippy toes. Exhale, roll the heels to the back right corner of the mat. Twist in your heels. Keep your feet parallel. Come back to center. Rotate the heels to the back left corner of the mat. Try to press the heels down to the earth as you keep the body weight into both palms. And come back to center. Lift the heels high away from the mat. Then drop the hips down towards the heels as you keep the arms straight and maybe bend gaze forward. Inhale, hips high to the sky. Exhale, release the heels down to the mat. Walk your hands back to your feet. Come on into your ragdoll uttanasana. One handprint at a time. Bringing the hands back to your feet. Grabbing onto opposite elbows. Swaying the body from one side to the other. And see if you can let the body weight come more forward into your toe mats. You can allow the crown of the head to melt down to the mat. Good. Bring the hands behind your lower back, interlock the hands, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the fist to the ceiling, open through the chest. Feel that stretch in your shoulders, in your frontal chest. Good job. Then release the hands down to the mat. Walk your hands all the way out into a high plank position, top of a push-up. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers away from each other. Press down through all 10 knuckles. Lift the thigh bones away from the mat and reach the crown of the head forward. Wrap the tricep muscles back. Then slowly lean forward. And then bend your elbows, come down into your first chaturanga. Maybe your knees going to come down to the mat. Hold. Push back into your high plank pose. And then stretch back into a downward facing dog. We're going to do that again. Inhale. Come forward into a high plank position. Slowly, maybe your knees are down. That's absolutely fine. Come down halfway to your chaturanga. Push back into your high plank. And then back into your downward facing dog. Last one to warm up the shoulders, warm up the core. Inhale with the breath, come forward. Exhale with the breath, lower down halfway. Push back into your high plank. Then exhale, glide back into your downward facing dog. And the next inhale, come back into your high plank position. Then slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. Cobra Bhujangasana. Keep the palms underneath the shoulders. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Press into the tops of your feet and lift the chest away from the mat. Keep the back of the neck long. Keep the lats strong. And slowly release the forehead down to the mat. Bring the arms by your side. Turn the palms down. Press into the tops of your feet. Spin your inner thighs up to the ceiling. Press into the pinky edge of your feet. Lift the kneecaps and slowly start to peel your chest away from the mat. Lift the fingers away from the mat. Reach the fingers back to your heels. Now make your chest even longer. Instead of trying to lift the chest higher, see if you can make the chest even longer, reaching more forward. Interlock the hands behind your back. Press the palms together. Lift up the chest. Lift the glute or the fist away from the glutes. Keep the legs engaged. Lengthen to the back of the neck. Release the forehead down. Hands down to the mat. Place your hand next to your floating ribs. So your elbows are directly over the wrist joint. Spread the fingers away from each other. Press into the tops of your feet. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and come up just halfway. Now squeeze the shoulder blades more together. Maybe start to straighten out through the arms fully. Lift up the thighs and the knees away from the mat. Press into the tops of your feet. Open up through the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step your feet to the top of the mat. Bring your feet together, big toes to touch, heels to touch. Slide your palms up onto the shin bones. Bend your knees slightly. Reach your crown of the head forward. Press your sit bones back. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your fingertips or heads down to the mat. Melt your forehead down to your shins. Good, then place your hands onto your outer hips. With a flat spine, rise up all the way into a standing position. Bring your hands to your heart center. Standing at Samasthiti. Shoulders away from the ears. Your eyes are closed. Focus on yourself. Scan your body from the inside. Start to feel your feet rooting down to the mat. All four corners of your feet firmly pressing down to the earth. Your toes are light. Your kneecaps are lifted. Your thighs are engaged. Your tailbone tucked under. Your belly is engaged. Shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Your neck is long. Your crown of the head is reaching to the ceiling. And blink your eyes open. Focus onto the breath. Inhale. Lift up the arms. Exhale. Fold forward. Come down. And a flat spine. Inhale. Lift up your chest. Reach it forward. Exhale. Plant your palms down to the mat. Step back into a high plank pose. Squeeze your thighs. Lift up your kneecaps. Reach forward. Lower down to your chaturanga. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Press into the tops of your feet. Exhale. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths in your down dog. Hold it there. Press the palms down. Lift the tailbone high. Connect to you. Connect to your breath. Slow it down. Inhale. Gaze forward. Exhale. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale. Ardha halfway lift. Exhale. Fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms all the way to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands come back to your heart center. Inhale, lift up the arms, reach it all the way to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Come down, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha, halfway lift, lift up the chest. Exhale, plant the palm, step, or maybe jump back, go through your vinyasa. Come back into your up dog. And back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths in your down dog. Hold it there. Slow inhale through the nose. Or exhale, let it out. Tune in with the breath. Feel the rhythm of the breath. Feel the vibration of the breath. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, travel all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up your chest. Exhale, fold in deep. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands come back to your heart. Samasthiti. Inhale, lift up the arms. Reach into the sky. Belly strong. Exhale, with a flat spine, fold forward all the way down. Inhale, reach your chest forward, Ardha. Exhale, plant the hands. Step, jump back. Go through your vinyasa. Move slowly with the breath. Good job. Back into your downward facing dog. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, lift the right leg halfway up. Reach back to the right heel. Point the right toes down. Level out through the hips. Exhale, bring the knee to your nose. Round through the spine. And hold it here. And see if you can send the forehead closer to the knee closer to the forehead. Pull the belly in. Lift the right shin bone away from the mat. Then gaze forward. Step the right leg all the way forward. Come up onto your fingertips and reach the chest forward. Pull the right hip back. Turn the left hip forward. Energize through the back leg. Lift the back heel away from the mat. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Lift the belly an inch away from the right thigh and fly the arms back behind you. Turn the palms down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Energize your tricep muscles. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Lift the left kneecap away from the mat and reach with the sternum with the chest more forward. Good job. Then left palm down to the mat. Inhale your right arm high to the sky. Turn and twist. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Hold it here, twist as you exhale. Release the right palm down to the mat. Drop the left knee down to the mat. Point the left toes back behind you. Place your hands onto your right knee. Sink your hips a little deeper down to the mat. Feel that nice opening in the frontal left hip bone. Open up through the right hip as well. And then start to lift the energy from the belly button all the way up to the ceiling. Reach the fingers to the sky. Deep inhale. And exhale. Shift the body weight back. Come on into a half split pose. Straighten out through the front leg. Flex the right foot to the face. Taking a deep inhale. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale. Maybe bend your elbows a little bit more. Feel a deeper stretch in the back of the right leg. Flex your right foot even more. Stretch out through the right calf. And send your right leg forward. Keep the left knee down. Left palm down. Right arm reaches back. Bend your back leg and reach back for your foot or ankle. Gently kick into your right palm. Roll the right shoulder to the ceiling. Feel the stretch in your left thigh. Push the earth away with the left palm. Release the left foot. Hands down to the mat. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the left knee away from the mat. Step back into a high plank pose. Right palm stays down. Side plank Vashisthasana. Of course, modify if you need that. Dropping the bottom knee down. Activate through the legs. Flex your feet and lift the hips a little higher. Now you can hold it here. Or see if you can lift up the top leg. Bend your top leg. Keep the right leg straight. Drop the left toes behind your straight right leg. And maybe twist in your chest and reach the left arm up and overhead. Then make your way back into the high plank position. Top of a push-up. Bend your elbows, come down halfway, or just hold your high plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg halfway up. Point your toes down to the earth. Lengthen out from your lower back. Push that left heel behind you like there's a wall and you're trying to make a hole with that left heel. Exhale, pull the knee to your chest, round to the upper spine. See if you can bring the forehead closer to the knee closer to the forehead. Lift the left shin bone higher. And gaze forward and step the left leg all the way forward, low lunge. Fix your hip situation. Pull the left hip back, turn the right hip more forward. Energize through the back leg. Lift the right kneecap away from the mat. Come up onto your fingertips. Belly strong. Reach the arms back behind you. Turn the palms down. And then constantly work on pulling the left hip back. Turn on that strong outer left hip muscle. Lengthen out from your lower spine. And feel how the crown of the head is the extension of your back heel, your right heel. Taking a deep inhale. Maybe bend your front knee a little bit more, reach with the chest forward. And release the right fingertips down to the inside of the left foot. Now lift the left arm to the sky. Try to come down flat onto your right palm. Or maybe use a block underneath the right palm if you need that. And also try not to twist in your hips. Try to just twist in your waistline, in your torso. Deep inhale, lengthen, reach to the sky. Exhale, twist in your waistline. Good job. Release the left palm down to the mat. Right knee down, point the right toes back. Lift up your chest. Drop the hips deeper, pulling the left hip back, guiding the right hip forward. Feeling the stretch, mostly the front of the right hip bone, but also feeling a nice stretch, almost a pinching sensation in your left hip flexor. Add the arms, reach the arms to the sky, and find that elongating sensation from the belly button up to the ceiling, so you're not sinking to your lower back. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Good job. Release the hands down to the mat, half split pose. Straighten out to the front leg, flex the left foot to the face. Flex it a little bit more so you really feel that stretch in your calves. Then pull the left thigh bone back into its socket. Reach your chest forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together onto your back. And maybe come a little bit deeper. Feeling that beautiful stretch all the way through the left leg. Running all the way up to your lower back. Deep inhale. And exhale. Good job. Come on back to center. Plant your right palm down to the mat. Reach the left arm back behind you. Bend your back leg and reach back for your foot or ankle. Now gently start to kick into your left palm. Feel that opening through the left shoulder. Feeling that opening through the right thigh muscle. Nice job. Gently release. Hands come back down to the mat. Tuck your back toes under. Lift the right knee away from the mat. And we're going to come into a side plank, Vashisthasana. Alright, left leg back. Roll to the outer arch of the left foot. Reach the right arm high to the sky. You can modify by dropping the left knee down to the mat, or just hold it here, or you can try to lift up the top leg, bend your top knee, and release the tippy toes of the right foot down behind the straight left leg. Now you can still just hold it here, or you can twist your chest, your hips up to the ceiling, and reach the right arm to the sky. Come on back, slowly with control, right palm down to the mat, hold your high plank, or maybe add an optional Vinyasa. Then stretch back. Downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. Slow, deep inhale through the nose. And exhale out through the nose. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Step, hop, float. Inhale, lift up your heart. Exhale, fold in deep. Bend your knees. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Lift up the arms. Allow your thighs to come deeper down to the mat. Energize through the fingers. Energize through the back of the neck. Tuck the tailbone under, drop the thighs a little bit deeper. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, sit down even deeper. With each inhale, feel the length from the hips all the way to the fingertips. And with each exhale, dropping the thighs deeper, squeezing the muscles around the glutes. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up your heart. Exhale, plant the palms down to the mat. Step back, high plank, lower down. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. Inhale, your right leg up. Point the right toe, lift the right head up nice and high. Come on high onto your left tippy toes. Lift the left heel away from the mat. And see if that way, maybe you can lift the right leg a little higher. Now keep the right leg as high as you can. Engage the right glute. See if you can soften the left heel down to the mat. Feel that nice stretch all the way through the entire back leg. Good, then bring the knee to your nose, round through the upper spine. Step the right leg all the way forward, low lunge. Seal your back heel down to the mat. Getting ready for warrior one. Make your back leg as strong as you can. Lift the left kneecap away from the mat. Guide your right hip back. And with your strong core, start to lift up your chest and lift up your arms for your warrior one. Turn the back toes in so you have enough room with your hips to move forward. So your hips should be square towards the front of the room, the front of the mat, as well as your shoulders. You want to press the outer arch of the left foot down to the mat. Find more energy through the leg. And guide it all the way up to the left hip. And slowly move the left hip forward as you pull the right hip back. But still pulling the belly into the spine and squeezing the ribs towards each other. So you're really lifting up from your lower spine and keeping the upper body active as well. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, open to the side, warrior two. Now adjust your feet a little wider than in warrior one. Turn the back toes in, but maybe not as much as in warrior one. Check onto the right knee, making sure the right knee is pointing forward, all four corners of the right knee. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And squeeze the tricep and bicep muscles to get land a little bit deeper into this pose. Feel how you're engaging the right outer hip muscle, but softening the right inner thigh all the way forward. Your back leg is still strong. You're pressing the outer arch of the back foot down to the mat. And flip your right palm and reverse your warrior. Reach all the way back. Your left fingertips can come down to your left leg, maybe finding a half bind. See if you can straighten out through the lifted right arm and turn the right palm down. Good job. Come on back, warrior two. Straighten out through the front leg. Pull the right thigh bone back to its socket. Start to reach the right arm all the way forward. Then release the right fingertips down onto your right shin and lift the left arm to the sky. So find a position with your bottom arm, and you can actually stack the shoulders on top of each other. So your back is sort of like against the wall. Press down into the outer arch of the back foot, and then feel all four corners of the right foot firmly pressing down to the mat. Now instead of placing too much weight onto that right shin, and really pushing that right shin down, can you push the right shin into your right palm and get light onto the right fingers and reach the energy up to the left fingers. Bend your top arm, reach back behind your back for a half bind. Roll the left shoulder back. Stay here or get light onto your right fingers and reach the right arm all the way forward. Take 3 more breaths. Gently release the right fingertips back down onto the right thigh. Lift the left arm to the sky. Press down to your front foot and slowly come on back. Reverse your triangle. Reach your right arm up and over. Keep the right arm straight. Turn the palm down. Lengthen out from the right waist. Exhale. Windmill the hands down. Bend your right knee. And then step your right foot back to meet the left. Come down lower. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up to the sky. Point the left toe and lift it nice and high. Now come on high onto your right tippy toes. Engage your left glute and lift the left leg even higher. Find a down dog split. Now engage the left glute. Keep the left leg as high as you can and then start to melt your right heel down to the earth. So feeling that stretch in the back of the right leg. Body weight in the left and right palm is equal. Good job. Exhale. Bring the knee to your nose. Round through the spine and step the left leg all the way forward, low lunge. Turn your back heel down, set it up for warrior one. Pause there for a second. Set up that lower body situation, pulling the left hip back, pushing the outer arch of the right foot down to the mat. Keep the energy in the back leg, your core is strong, and you're going to slowly lift the chest, lift the arms to the ceiling. You can even place your hands onto your hips. And then guide your right hip forward and pull the left hip back without bending your back leg, your right leg. Your right knee stays straight. You're lifting the right inner knee away from the mat, pressing the outer arch of the right foot down to the earth as you pull the belly into the spine and squeeze the ribs towards each other. Taking a deep inhale. See if you can bend your front knee a little bit more. Feel how the back leg is still super energized. Exhale, open to the side, warrior two. Adjust your feet as much as you need it. So you can actually sit down nice and deep into your warrior two. When you go to your warrior two, then you get to the deepest position, then you want your knee to be over the ankle. You don't want that to happen, that your knee is over the ankle line. That's going to put too much pressure onto your knee joint. So deepest position, your knee stacked over the ankle. So separate the feet enough so you can sit down nice and deep into your warrior two. Reconnect with the back leg. Push the outer arch of the back heel down to the earth. And soften the left inner thigh forward. Flip your left palm, reach forward. Keep the length through the left side body as you reach back into your reverse warrior. Deep inhale. And exhale. Come back into your warrior two. Straighten through the front leg. Pull the left thigh bone back into its socket. With the left fingertips, reach forward. Then release the left fingertips down, right arm to the sky. Again, find that position with the left palm. Then you can stack the right shoulder on top of the left shoulder. Reach the energy to the ceiling with the right fingers and open through the chest with the reach of the arms. Try not to place too much weight onto the left fingers. Then internally rotate the top arm, bend your top elbow, reach back behind your back. Stay here if you like, or get light onto the left fingers and reach the left arm forward. Work on that oblique. Hold it here, 3 more breaths. Engage when you need to engage, but soften what you don't have to harden right now. Release the left fingertips back down to the shin. Lift the right arm to the sky. Then pressing down into your front foot. Come on back. Reverse your triangle. Keep both legs straight. Reach the left arm up and over. Then as you exhale, windmill the hands down to the mat. Step the left foot back. Go through your optional vinyasa. And come back. Downward facing dog. Hips high to the sky. Deep inhale through the nose. Let it out. Exhale. Inhale your right leg up. Point the toe, bend the knees, stack the hips. We already did a flip dog, so if you like to flip your dog, if you felt okay with that, you can flip your dog here. Good job. Slowly make your way back. Right palm down. Right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step it all the way through low lunge. Seal your back heel down. Come on back into warrior 1. Inhale. Then open to the side, warrior 2. Exhale. Reach forward. Extended side angle. Right elbow down. Left arm to the sky. Just like in triangle, not placing too much weight into your front, the bottom arm. Same thing here. Don't place too much weight onto that right elbow. You're not resting onto that right thigh. You're just holding your right forearm there gently so you can keep elongate through the spine, giving a little bit of a support for your spine. Then maybe reach the top arm forward, turn the left palm down, and turn the left pinky slightly down towards the mat, like you're karate chopping something. Soften the right shoulder away from the ear, and reconnect with the back leg. Of course, you can start to lower the right fingertips down onto the mat, or maybe onto a block, possibly to the outside of the right foot. Pulling the right hip back, and keeping the back leg strong and engaged. Good, now keep your front knee bent, lift the left arm high to the sky, rise back up into warrior 2, reverse your warrior just for a breath, then come back into warrior 2, we're going to step up into half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. So make sure you have enough room, placing the right fingers a foot in front of the right pinky toe, or maybe grabbing a block here if you like, any height. Bringing the block underneath the shoulder, left hand onto the hip, lift the left leg up and away from the mat. So high block is a little too much for me. A medium block would be probably plenty, but I'm going to do a low block here. Now check onto your right foot. Make sure your right toes are pointing straight forward. Therefore, your right knee, all 4 corners of your right knee are pointing straight forward as well. Slightly bend your front leg, your right leg, your standing leg, and then engage your right hip muscle, outer hip muscle. Pull the right hip back into its center, then slowly start to lift the right kneecap away from the mat, engage the right thigh, and straighten back out through the right leg. If you prefer to keep it bent, then keep it bent. And maybe lift the left arm to the sky and finish up the pose. Can you lift the left leg a little bit higher, flex the left foot, and energize through the left heel. Really feel how the left thigh muscle is super engaged here. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale, release the left fingertips down to the mat. Square your hips down towards the earth. And come on into a standing split. Lift the left leg high to the sky. Maybe wrap the right forearm behind the right calf. And hold it here. Of course, if you like to go into a handstand practice, you can use this time to swing the legs up and go into a little handstand here. Maybe a little wall space. Maybe you walk away from the wall and balance. And step the left leg forward next to the right and fold forward. Bend your knees, come into chair pose Utkatasana, lift up the arms, drop the thighs nice and deep. Bring the hands to your heart center. Then without moving your right hip or the hips at all, twist your torso to the right and extend the arms away from each other. Now rotate the right hip forward and reach with the right fingers back. Then bring the palms together again, lean more forward, drop the thighs deeper, hook the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Press the palms together, press the knuckles together, soften the right shoulder away from the ear, and lengthen out from your lower back. Deep inhale, and twist as you exhale. Good, then slowly come on back into chair pose, Utkatasana. Lift up the arms, draw the thighs deeper, deep inhale, exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha, lift up your chest. Exhale, plant your palms, step, jump back, go through your optional vinyasa. Make your way back to your downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up, point the toe, then bend the knee and stack the hips. Roll the knee around a couple of times, or maybe flip your dog if that felt okay when we tried it on the other side. Lift up from the right shoulder, push the earth away. Make your way back. Three-legged down dog, lift the left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, pull it in. Step the left leg forward, low lunge. Set up the back foot for warrior one. Engage your back leg, engage your core. Lift your chest up, warrior one. Deep inhale, exhale, open to the side, warrior two. Sit down deep in your warrior two, extend the arms away from each other. And come on into extended side angle. Left elbow down, right arm to the sky. Try not to sink into that left elbow. Lift the energy up to the right fingers. Stay here or reach the top arm all the way up and over. Bicep to the ear. Right shoulder softens away from the right ear as you turn the right pinky slightly down to the mat. And maybe for the next couple breaths, you can slowly start to release the left fingertips out, either onto a block or down onto the mat. Pull the left hip back, find that nice long energy line. And again, try not to sink into that left shoulder. Deep inhale and exhale. Keep your left knee bent. Reach the right arm high to the sky. Reconnect with your back foot and rise back into your warrior two. Reverse your warrior, reach the left arm up and over. And go back into warrior two. You're gonna go up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So you can use that block again if you like. Place the block with the fingertips, a foot in front of the right pinky toe. Place your right hand onto your right hip. Engage your right leg. And lift the right leg up and away from the mat. Flex your right foot and energize through the right leg. Now bend your left knee, your standing leg. Point all four corners of the left knee forward towards the toes. And make sure the toes are pointing straight forward. Good. Now engage your left outer hip. Engage your left thigh muscle. Lift up the left kneecap and see if you can straighten out to the left leg. Really feeling the connection with the left outer hip muscle. Then pulling the belly and lengthen out from the lower back. Lift the right leg a little higher, maybe add that top arm. Deep inhale. And exhale. Release the right fingertips down to the mat. Coming into your standing split pose. Lift the right leg high. Maybe walk your fingers a little closer. And maybe wrap the left forearm behind the left calf as you pull the forehead closer to the shin. Or maybe you want to practice another headstand here. Maybe with the other leg, swinging the legs up and see if you can find a little bit of an air time. Maybe finding a wall, maybe without the wall. Good job. Then step the right leg next to the left. Forward fold. Bend your knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Drop the thighs, lift the arms up. Bicep to the ear, soften the shoulders away from the ears. Bring the hands to your heart center. Squeeze the outer hips. Turn in your chest. And then guide your left hip more forward. Pull the left, and then twist in your torso. Then extend the arms. Reach the left fingertips back, right fingertips forward. Drop the thighs deeper. Bring the hands together. Drop the thighs deeper, lean forward. And hook the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Making sure the knees are staying in one line. And making sure the lower back stays nice and long. Reaching with the chest forward and twisting in your torso. Deep inhale. Stay here. Exhale, twist a little deeper. And come back into your chair pose, Utkatasana. Lift up the arms. Sit down deep. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, hold it here. Good, bring your hands to your heart center. Stay deep in your chair pose. Lift your heels away from the mat. Come on onto your tippy toes. Then drop the thighs a little deeper. Drop the thighs a little deeper. A little deeper. A little deeper. And come all the way down onto your heels. Hold it here. And gently roll all the way back down onto your mat. Good job. Alright, sitting down onto your mat. We're going to come into Navasana boat pose. Grab behind the knees. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and lean back. Make your spine long. Balancing between the sit bone and your tailbone. That's it. Then slowly engage your core. Lift the legs up and away from the mat. Lean back more. Keep the chest long. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Now, slowly release the right arm. Bring the right arm back. Release the left arm. Try to stay long, especially in your lower back. And then see if you can release both arms. Turn the palms towards each other. Pull the belly in. Now hold it here, or maybe extend the right leg. Oops, bring it back. Extend the left leg. Bring it back, and then see if you can extend both legs up, keeping the lower back long, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Now slowly from here, lower down into Ardha Navasana. When you get there, straighten the legs. Toes aligned with the eyes. Good, shoulder blades are lifted. Belly strong, thighs are on. Deep inhale. Exhale, come on back into your boat pose, Navasana. Hold it here, 3 breaths. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lengthen through the spine. Then slowly lower down, Ardha Navasana. Pull the belly in, thighs are engaged. Hold it here, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release all the way down onto your belly, onto your back. Bring your right knee into a tabletop position. And lift the left leg up and away from the mat. But watch that. So first bring the right knee into that tabletop position. And as you lift up the left leg, you create a big arch underneath your lower back. So let's try it again. Left heel is down, right knee to a tabletop. Pull the belly in, press the lower back down to the mat. It's almost flat. It's not fully flat, but it's almost flat onto the mat. Then, slowly, lift up the left leg, keeping the lower back that long, right? So you right away feel that the whole core is engaged. Interlock the hands and reach your fingers, your index fingers, to the outside of the right leg. It's your steeple grip. So interlock the hands, release the index finger and cross your thumbs. Now reach to the outside of the right leg, lift up the shoulder blades and back. Exhale, lift it up and back. Now you can hold it here with the right knee bent, or maybe your right leg goes all the way to straight and you lift it up to the outer right ankle. But you keep pushing the lower back down to the mat. Your left leg is strong. Your left heel is possibly lifted away from the mat. If you have any lower back issue, you can keep the left heel down to the mat or maybe place it onto the block. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up there. Reach a little higher. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees back to your chest. Nice job. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. Bring the left knee into that tabletop position. Left knee right over the left hip. Then first just bring the right heel down to the mat. Press the lower back down onto the earth so it's almost flat. There is like a mouse hole, they usually call it. Space underneath the lower back, but you're constantly pressing it down, engaging the lower belly muscles. Good. Now, keeping that lower back flat, can you lift up the right heel away from the mat? So you already feel the whole core is being on fire. Interlock the hands, steeple grip, release the index finger, cross your thumbs, then lift up, especially your right shoulder blade, and reach to the outside of the right knee. And exhale, lift. Shh. And exhale, lift. Shh. Now maybe you can hold it here, or maybe you can extend the left leg up and reach to the outside of the left ankle for 5, for 4, 3, 2, little higher, and hold it there as high as you can. Hold there, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Hug the knees onto your chest. Nice job. Good. Coming into bridge pose. Soles of the feet down onto the mat. Feet are parallel. Arms by your side. Lift the hips up and away from the mat. Maybe bring the shoulder blades a little closer together, but press the arm bones down, the outer arm bones down to the mat. Squeeze your outer hips. And then see if you can keep the knees hip distance apart as you press into your heels. And maybe tug the chin towards the chest. So good. Slowly release. You can repeat your bridge pose, or next round around, you can go into your wheel pose. Flip the palms around. Maybe come to the crown of the head first, and from there, straighten out through the arms. Try to keep the knees hip distance apart. Lift the belly to the ceiling. Now press your chest towards the front, and press your hips towards the back of the room. Lengthen through the spine. Deep inhale. Exhale, slowly come on back down. One more round, you can repeat your bridge or wheel pose if you wish. Flip in the palms if you like. Come up into your wheel pose, or maybe just repeating your bridge pose, that's perfectly fine. Keep the heels down to the mat. Maybe straighten out through those arms if you're in your wheel pose. Soften the muscles around the face. Bring the tricep muscles closer together. Then slowly come on back down. Release. Soles of the feet come together. Knees falling out to the side. Place your left palm onto your heart. Your right palm onto your belly. Slow down your breath. Reconnect with yourself. Good. Guide your knees together. Pull the knees onto your chest. Rock and roll back and forth onto your mat. Come on up. And into, we're gonna come into camel pose, Ustrasana. Bring your knees hip distance apart. Place your hands onto your lower back. Now, if you know that you cannot go down into full camel pose, you can always grab 2 blocks and place the blocks to the outside of the heels, maybe bring the ankles a little closer together. Then placing the hands onto your lower back, lift up your chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, push the hips forward. Now you can easily go back with those blocks, placing the hands onto the block, and then pushing the hips more forward, lifting the chest higher. If you easily bring the hands down to your heels, you can do that, of course, or you can tuck the toes under and lift the heels with that a little higher, so you can you can access it a little easier. Good job. Slowly supporting the lower back. Come on back up. Sit down onto your heels. And you come into a rabbit pose. And you're gonna bring your heels close together, squeeze the heels together, grab onto your heels with your thumb outside, your fingers reaching inward, tuck the chin into the chest, and then start to roll down like a roly-poly, and then start to grab on your heels. Really find that connection with the heels as you lift the hips up and away from the mat. So the crown of the head is not necessarily down onto the mat. In fact, it's better if it's not down onto the mat. You're not putting too much pressure onto your neck. You keep pulling onto your heels and trying to lift the hips a little higher. Arms are straight and arms are strong. Slowly roll back. Good job. And come on back into a seated position. Reach your right leg out to the side. Bring the sole of the left foot into the right inner thigh. Press the left knee away from the body. Flex the right foot. Inhale the arms to the ceiling. Turn over your right leg. Exhale, fold forward. Bring the forehead down to your right shin. Lift up your chest. Inhale, reach it more forward. And then exhale, melt your chest further down to the mat. Shine your left shoulder down to the earth and let the left knee to open out to the side. Inhale, lift up the chest. Switch out the legs. Left leg out to the side. Sole of the right foot comes into the left inner thigh. Inhale, lift up the arms. Turn over your left leg. Exhale, fold forward. Lift up your chest. Reach forward. Pull the belly in. Exhale, fold in nice and deep. Let the right knee to fall away from the body, opening through the left inner thigh, inner groin. Reach your chest more forward. Lengthen through the left leg. Lengthen through the spine. Good job. Come back to center. Turn to the side. You're going to open the legs all the way into Upavishta. Getting into all angles into your hips. Alright, so you can stay upright. Maybe we're working to keeping your torso nicely upright, bringing the fingertips behind you. Or start to bring the hands in front of you. Maintain a flat spine as you point the toes and all 4 corners of the knees up to the ceiling. So imagine I'm coming behind you and I'm helping you spinning your inner thighs back behind you as you're moving forward. So your thigh muscles, the kneecaps are rolling up towards the ceiling. Take a couple of breaths there. You're coming all the way forward. Maybe your forehead comes down to the mat. You keep checking onto your toes, onto your knees. What direction are they facing? Are they pointing all the way to the ceiling? Can you still rotate the thigh bones more up to the ceiling, more behind you? Good job. Come on back to center. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let your knees to fall out to the side. First, slide the heels away from the body. Create a nice diamond shape here with the legs. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently just place the forearms onto your inner knees. Reach with the chest forward. And slowly start to push those knees out. Reach the chest forward. And then gently start to bring the forehead down towards your heels. Good. Come on back up. Slide the heels a little closer to your glutes. Let your knees to fall out to the side. Sit up nice and tall. Shoulders away from the ears. Tuck the chin to the chest. And slowly start to lean forward with a flat spine. If you like, you can push those elbows into the inner knees. Lengthen out through the spine. Slowly start to round down. Bring the forehead down to your toes. Push the inner knees away from each other. Good job. Rise back up. We're going to make our way back into downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. Inhale your right leg up to the ceiling. Bend the knees, stag the hips, open up to the hip. And as you exhale, step the right leg to the outside of the right pinky. Next to your right pinky. That's one side of the right pinky. It would be hard to step onto the inside of the right pinky. But step next to your right pinky. And it's a runner's lunge. So you can always drop the back knee down, point the back toes back, stay on your palms or walk down onto your forearms. Sometimes I like to roll to the outer arch of the front foot and let the front knee to fall out to the side. I feel a different opening in my hips. And if you're down onto your forearms and you still want to go a little more active, you can tuck the back toes under, lift the left knee away from the mat, and find a full active lizard pose here. Good job. Drop the back knee down if it's lifted. Hands down, palms down onto the mat. And you're going to come into that half pigeon pose. Bring your right foot to the left side of the mat, and then drop the right shin bone down to the earth. Point the left toes back straight behind you, and then start to guide your left hip more forward as you pull the right hip back. Now feel how you're nicely sitting, sinking down into the hips, opening up the hips. And then maybe gently start to walk your hands forward. Keep pulling the left hip forward, right hip back, and maybe you come down onto the forearms, maybe your chest comes down to the mat, and your forehead comes down to the mat. You can always use blocks here, underneath the forearms maybe, to come a little higher, work more on the length of the spine. Or if this pose does not work for you, it bothers your knees, then I recommend you lay down onto your back and do a figure 4 onto your back. Soften the muscles around the right hip joint, closing the eyes. Softening the muscles around the face, around the jaw. And just simply tuning in with the breath. Keeping your focus onto your breath. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. Simple rhythm, in and out. And good job. Slowly come on back. Lift up your chest. Place your palms down onto the mat. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your right leg high to the sky. Go to an optional vinyasa or just simply release the right foot down and come back to your downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up to the ceiling, bend the knees, stag the hips, open it up. And as you exhale, step the left foot next to your left pinky. Runner's lunge. Stay here, maybe come on down onto your right knee, maybe come on down onto the block of one or two. One would be enough. I have two. I'm using both. And if you like to do that, if you did that on the other side, you can roll to the outer arch of the front foot, this time on the left foot, and let the left knee to fall out to the side. You're going to feel a little different opening in your hip. Down on your forearms, you can also activate the back leg, coming onto your back toes, lifting the right knee away from the mat. Good job. If your back knee is lifted, drop it down to the mat, come back onto your palms. And start to bring your left foot to the right side of the right edge of the mat. Drop the left shin down. Flex the left foot. Point the right toes back. So what you're going to try to do is to bring the front shin as parallel as possible to the front of the mat. So mine's not parallel at all, and that's perfectly fine. My hip doesn't open that way. So just slowly with the breath, maybe you're going to be able to slide it a little bit more forward. Good. Right hip forward, left hip pulls back, and then maybe come down onto the forearms, maybe all the way down, chest comes down. Maybe use a block underneath the forehead. So you can relax the space in between the ears, you can relax your upper trap, your shoulders, you can relax your forehead, your jaw, your teeth, your tongue. Just tuning in with the breath. Three more breaths wherever you are. Soften the muscles around the left hip. Allow the gravitation to pull you further down to the mat. Create space. Good job, gently come on back up. Palms down into the mat. Tuck the back toes under. Bring the left leg back. Either step back into a simple down dog. Maybe go through a vinyasa, maybe keeping the left leg lifted. Make your way back into your down or facing dog. And come down onto your knees. Bring your knees together and let your heels to go out to the side. And come down into Virasana, hero's pose. So you can always place a block in between the heels. The knees are close together and your heels are hugging in towards that block if you choose to sit down onto the block. If you don't need the block, you can sit down. Then I like to grab my calf muscles, roll them out to the side, and then release the sit bones down in between the heels. If it's too intense onto your knees, either position even with the block, you can always do a low lunge position with the back knee down. Good, now you can stay right here. I'm not sure I have enough room. Or you can bring the hands behind your back. Lift up your chest, open to the chest, and you can even start to press into the shins and lift the hips up and away from the mat. Release the hips down to the mat. Either come back and sit upright, or maybe slowly start to come down first onto your elbows. Pause there. And maybe coming all the way down onto your back. And then if you're down all the way here, see if you can bring the hands all the way up and overhead and grab on opposite elbows. Work on pressing, sending the center of the knee forward and down. You feel that nice stretch in your thighs, in your frontal hip bones. Good job, slowly release. Hands down onto your heels if you're already down. And supporting yourself, come on all the way back up. Come on onto your hands. And then tap your feet down a couple of times onto the mat, sending the fresh blood into your heels. Sitting down onto the mat. Stretch the legs all the way in front of you. Flex your feet. Grab the flesh from underneath the sit bones. Inhale, lift up the arms. Exhale, reach forward. Paschimottanasana. Keep your chest lifted. Your hands on your shin, on your ankle, maybe grabbing onto your big toes or your feet, whatever feels better. Lift up your chest, reach the chest forward, make that nice flat spine, especially in your lower back. Try not to round here. And then as you exhale, just reach with the sternum forward. Reach, 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 reach. And then eventually start to round down. So to bring your forehead down towards the shins, your belly down onto your thighs. You can always grab a block, place it around the feet, and come down deeper. Good job, slowly release. Stay in a seated position. Pull the right knee into your chest. Keep the left leg straight. Sit up nice and tall. And then cross your right ankle to the outside of the left knee. You keep the left leg straight, or you bend your left leg, bring the left heel to your right hip. Sit up nice and tall. Right fingertips goes behind your back. Find a flat spine. Press both sit bones down to the mat. Either hug the right knee in or hug the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And twist. Good job, slowly release. Come on back. Legs in front of you. Switch it out to the other side. Your right leg's gonna go straight. Your left knee comes into your chest. Sit up nice and tall. And cross your left ankle to the outside of the right leg. Keep your right leg straight, or maybe bend your right leg. Bring the right heel to your left hip. Sit up nice and tall. Bring the left fingertips behind your back. Hug the left knee into your chest, or maybe hug the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Feel those sit bones rooting down to the mat. And feel how you lifting up from your lower back, lifting the energy from the sit bones all the way up to the brain. And then twisting, starting to twist from your lower back, moving to the middle spine, upper back, all the way to your head. Gaze over the left shoulder. Good job. Come back to center. Release. Soles of the feet down onto the mat. Bend your knees and come on down all the way to your back. Hug the knees into your chest. Come into your happy baby. Soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. Stag the ankles on top of the knees. Release the whole spine down to the mat. Your lower back is down. You're tucking the chin to the chest. Maybe extend the legs out to the side one at a time or both together if you like. Come back to center, hug the knees to your chest, and come into a plow pose. Stretch the legs behind you. Maybe come into a duckman pose or ear pinning posture, squeezing those knees into the temples and supporting your lower back. Come on all the way down to your mat. Final Shavasana. Extend the legs, toes out, heels in. Feet are at least hip distance apart, mat distance apart. Turn the palms to the ceiling. Adjust your shoulder blades onto your back. Find a nice little lift in your heart. Gently tuck the chin to the chest. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Let it out, exhale. Take a couple breaths here in your Shavasana. Just connect to your breath. Living up in the breath control. And tuning in with the rhythm, with the vibration of your beautiful breath. Connect to the whole body, feeling every single inch of your body. Now wherever you are, take a deep inhale in through the nose. And slowly open your mouth and sigh it out, let it go. Hug the knees onto your chest. Roll over to your left or right side. And then comfortably wake yourself all the way into that nice seated position, Sukhasana. Cross your shins. Sit down onto your mat. Bring your hands to your heart center. Gently bow in front of your heart, tucking the chin to the chest, closing the eyes. Sitting here for a moment with gratitude in your heart and your mind. Being grateful for everything what you have. Being grateful for your beautiful body. Being grateful for this amazing day what we have right now, right here. And slowly lift the thumbs in between the eyebrows. Lift the gaze to the ceiling, open your eyes. Together we bow forward, seating into our practice. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis. Thank you for practicing with me today. I wish you guys a beautiful Wednesday. If you have any questions, any feedback, please let me know. I'm all ears here to listen to you, what you like to do, what you like to practice. If you like to practice some other things with me, then 4 p.m. I am practicing at Yoga with Francesca. I'm doing a nice little workout if you like to come and do that with me. Otherwise, I just love you guys. Thanks for being here and have a beautiful day. Bye.